Hello guys, this is Juan Morazo and today is a big day. Today I will be building my first computer. As you can see, these are the parts I will be using. Except for this is already empty, and the reason it's empty is because I couldn't stop myself and I just opened it. But the rest of it is brand new, I haven't opened it. And I will be doing the assembly with you guys. I'm gonna be recording so you guys know how my computer is gonna be looking inside. And just to talk a little bit about the parts, this is, by the way, this is what $2,000 looks like. I know that on my previous video it was less, but that's because I didn't have a few parts. For example, these headphones, this monitor, the mouse, the keyboard, they were not on the list and I added them later on. But this is basically my whole computer. On my right, I have the CPU. No, I have the case. This is the power supply. This is the Wi-Fi card, so I can connect to the internet. This is the graphics card. This is the RAM. Right here I have the SSD. This is the hard drive, the mouse mat, keyboard, Core i5, mouse. This is the motherboard, and as I said before, my monitor, which is not here. But before starting doing this, I want to give a big shout out to Joy. I'm gonna put the link to his video. I wasn't inspired by him to build this computer, so thank you, Joy. Let's see how this goes. So let's build this. Alright guys, so right here we're gonna start watching how the process was for this computer. It took us a lot of hours. My best friend, Ken Montoya, he was helping me building this computer just for the fact that he also wants to build his own gaming computer, and he just took the chance to see how this process was gonna go, and we had a lot of fun. But this took so many hours. We started building this computer around 7 p.m. and we ended up finishing just building, not installing the system, just building the computer around 3 a.m. So we ended up going at that time to McDonald's just to buy some nuggets because we were very hungry, but we were really satisfied. We finished this computer. It took us many hours, but it was worth it. As you guys can see right here, we have the case. In this case, we had also a lot of trouble finding the screws. We thought that we were missing them, but if you can tell, there's a space on the bottom of this that is like a secret spot. Right here, you're gonna find a box. So if you're using this case, or you're starting to build your own computer and you have this case, and you're not able to find the cables, just look under the bottom, and there's supposed to be a white box with all the cables. It took us a lot of time. Even though we have the instructions on the video, the tutorial video I told you guys about, still there were a lot of steps that were not on the instructions, and we just had to figure them out. But as I said, this is an experience. This was a journey. We plug and unplug so many things. It was really interesting. Right here we're seeing that I'm connecting all the plugs, all the cables to the power supply. A tip I will give to anybody that is starting to build their own computer is just to start with the motherboard and the I-core. Those are the most easy parts in terms of assembling. So what we did is that we opened the motherboard and then we just installed the I-core inside the motherboard. After that, we just opened our case, and in this case, the next item we plug inside, or we put inside, was the power supplies. That's the one we're seeing right now on video. This was one of the most heavy items we had. Apart, as I say in my previous video, the reason I started building my own computer was because I had a computer science class in college this past semester, where they asked us that if we ever built a computer and in my previous video I explained that I said yes, but the reason I said yes is because I had two desktop computers before, and the only thing I did that I consider that was for me building a computer was that switch the hard drives, and that I consider building a computer. But now that I have built a computer from scratch, I can tell that that's nothing compared to doing all this. If you know what's a hard drive, you're gonna see later on. I'm gonna tell you what is the hard drive, but that was pretty much the reason I started building a computer. Right here, you guys can see that this is the hard drive. In this box, this brown box, that thing I'm holding there, that was the hard drive I mentioned before. That was the only part I switched from a computer, and then I consider myself a master in computers, but I was wrong all of this time. But I mean, we're learning. We can see right here that we put the case standing up, and that was because we were having a lot of trouble with the cables, because I don't know if you can tell, but there are two sides, and we have access to both sides, but there's a barrier more to one side. In that barrier is pretty much where all the cables are going to be covered. The thing that I like about this case is that there is a glass, and later on when I finish, or when you see the final product, you're gonna see that you can see pretty much everything inside of it. And the cool thing about this is that there is this thing we're seeing right now, which is the graphic card, and this graphic card glows in the dark. It's pretty dope if you see it in person. And I know that there are a bunch of gaming computers and there's a lot of light going on there, but as I explained before, this computer, just the CPU cost me around $1,500, but if we include the monitor, which I'm gonna show later on, and the mouse and the headset I'm using right now to record my voice, it costs another $500 extra. Oh, I forgot to mention the keyboard. It cost me a $500 extra, and it was really expensive. So building a gaming computer is expensive, but it will be more expensive if I had a pre-built computer. And that was pretty much the reason I decided to build my computer. I don't know how many of you know that I'm a computer science major, but many confuse or think that just because you're a computer science major, you know how to build a computer. And it's pretty much like a stereotype. But the truth is, we only know software. Hardware is pretty much the outside. Software is pretty much, just think about programs. Like a program could be Photoshop, what other, iTunes. We are pretty much in charge of those things. An engineering or electrical engineer or mechanical engineering, I don't know much about them, but I think they are the people that will be more in the side of building this computer. But as I said, I'm a builder. The reason I chose computer science was because I consider myself a builder. I like to explore, I like to create, and there's no excuse. I mean, if you are starting something, don't limit yourself. Just go for whatever you want. Right here we're seeing that the final product is glowing. The mouse, you can actually switch the colors. Right here is red, but for the keyboard it switches so many colors. I haven't found a way that I can just make it still, but this is pretty much the installation. This is what I was talking about. It glows. It looks pretty amazing. In a bit we're gonna turn the lights off and you're gonna see how looks awesome. Look, it's amazing. Big. And this is really a quick computer. It loaded in around 10 or 15 seconds, and usually a normal computer loads in about 1 and 3 minutes. So it was really fast. And the reason it was fast was because pretty much all computers have a hard drive, but they don't have an SSD, and this SSD is one of the things that makes the computer fast. Alright guys, so this is the end of the video. This is on the back you guys can see my panel. I ended up changing the desktop because it was too small for it. So if you can see, this is my Mac, the one it was my original computer. This is the 4K monitor and it's connected to the CPU, the computer I built. A better view of the keyboard. It changes color, and the mouse actually changes color. In the video before, in this video before, you saw it was red, but we can actually change the color with this button to different colors, so it's pretty amazing. On the headset, I really like this microphone. The sound is really clear and smooth. I was listening while I was editing this video, like Adobe Premiere, and it sounds pretty dope. Another quick view of the inside of this computer. That was the SSD. This is the graphic card, and on the back you can see the motherboard. This fan, the Intel, if you see, it's below is the iCore where we installed it. Right here below, I think it's right here below, is the hard drive. Alright guys, so I hope you like this video, and to end up this tutorial I'm gonna be playing Fortnite. That's a video game, it's trending right now, and you're gonna see the graphics, how fast it loads. You don't have any buffering, any lagging. It looks amazing. So I'm gonna leave you with this gameplay, so hope you like it. If you're a fan, if you wanna play, or if you wanna recommend any video games, please let me know. I'm down to play with you. So hope you like it. Thank you once again guys, and this is Juan Moraza. Peace.